Flood protection for a Sarasota County neighborhood has homeowners worried the next storm could be their last. Plus, a tragic accident for a North Carolina news team on their way to cover a story. And subtropical storm Alberto still affecting Suncoast weather as it moves through the Gulf states. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Jacqueline Matter has the night off. Topping our news tonight, Alberto making landfall in the Florida Panhandle earlier today. Tropical rains now extending all the way to the Carolinas, where 2 people were killed because of the storm. We'll have more on that later. First, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather forecast. Bob.
Thanks, Adam. Now a subtropical depression. It has now made its way inland. Earlier made landfall again just to the west again of the parts of Panhandle of Florida. You can see it right there moving on through, and now it's over land. It is weakening. We have quite a bit of moisture still coming up from the tropics, but not a lot of rainfall around here as far as the latest goes on the depression. Winds have dropped below that tropical storm status of 39 miles an hour. It's now moving to the north at 12, and the pressure is starting to come up a little bit. And again, it will continue on this west to northwesterly course and eventually bring some rainfall into Tennessee, also into Kentucky, Indiana, and even into parts of Ohio and Michigan over the course of the next 5 days. For us, most of the watches and warnings are over for us. As far as the rainfall goes, we still have some of those banding features extending out into the Gulf of Mexico, a thin line of showers there. Some heavier rain earlier into Pinellas County. You can see that moving over the northern tip of Anna Maria Island and moving right through Pinellas County into Hillsborough now. We still have some other showers out here developing, so we'll keep a slight chance for a few coastal showers, mainly in the mix through the evening. The rain that was around Anna Maria now has since moved on. Not much else happening, but big storms down south into Cuba where the rain has been heavy, and thankfully we missed all that rainfall. It was up to 2 feet recorded in parts of Cuba, but this line again will skirt right along our coast, so we'll keep an eye on that for you overnight. We still have small craft advisories in effect. There is a flood warning in effect for the Myakka River at the Myakka State Park, but that is just a little bit over flood stage right now. And there's that heavy rainfall I mentioned just from the Doppler estimates from the Key West radar over Cuba. 18 inches plus in some areas. Well, much more in our weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Bob. The people living in one Sarasota County development are concerned that a embankment protecting their homes from the Myakka River could soon be compromised. Residents of Hidden River in Old Myakka say the dike near the 4500 block of Hidden River Road has been eroding ever since Hurricane Irma back in September. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live in the studio with more on the situation for the residents there. Rick?
Yeah, Adam, good evening. Those who live there say this dike can give way at any moment. They are fearing the worst, but hoping something can be done very soon.
We're in danger of water coming through and coming under the dike from the river into the inner canal and flooding all our homes.
That's the reality of what some Hidden River residents in Old Myakka are facing. This is the dike that is there to keep dozens of homes in the development from ending up underwater from the Myakka River. People who live here say if you take a closer look, about 5,000 feet of the 8,000-foot dike has eroded and is in danger of failing. This is something that continues to be a great concern for Kester and Jim Van Fleet. Their home, where they've lived for around 30 years, is near the river.
Oh, it's awful. It's been awful since September, but now you can imagine with it getting closer and closer to being a reality, we can hardly function.
What's frightening for some of the residents is that they lived through something like this back in June of 2003. That's when 33 homes in Hidden River suffered major damage after the dike gave way following a major rain event. Here are some pictures the Van Fleets had shared with us. They say they don't want to see a repeat of what happened to them nearly 15 years ago.
The whole area flooded. We had between 5 and 7 feet of water in our house and probably between 7 and 9 feet on our property. So we lost everything in 2003.
Christian Grewan's property goes right up against the river. It's a place where he not only lives with his wife, but also works.
It's really scary. I mean, you have life and safety issues from people that their homes are on ground level, that if it happens in the middle of the night, it's going to be a matter of minutes before this place is underwater, and it could kill somebody.
Right now, the water level near the dike is at more than 16 and a half feet from the weeks of recent storms. The Van Fleets say if it gets to around 18 feet, that's when there could be some serious flooding issues. The Hidden River Homeowners Association is responsible for the dike. Homeowners are pushing for them to have the dike repaired before a catastrophe happens.
Our board and a lot of our community seems to have turned a blind eye to us. We don't know, we just can't even imagine that they're not concerned about us, but it certainly feels that way.
And we did try and contact the Hidden River Homeowners Association, but nobody could be reached for a comment. Adam, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rick. In Venice, city officials are working on plans to rebuild the Venice fishing pier. The pier was damaged last year during Hurricane Irma. The city made minor repairs, but now wants to remove the deckings, and railings and rebuild it to make it safer. But the project could be delayed because city staff have been focused on another project downtown. That's concerning to some of the local businesses around the pier, like Sharky's Restaurant and the Bait Shop. They would like to have the work done before the next tourist season since the pier draws so many visitors.
If it does take a little bit longer than expected, I'm sure we'll find a way to roll with it. Really, the city's idea of getting it done as quick as possible is really what's going to be best, not only for the city, but for us.
The project will go out to bid next week, and it will be up to the city council to decide if the project should begin this year or next year. New at 11, 2 members of a news crew lost their lives tonight, killed while covering a story about rainstorms in North Carolina. According to their station, a tree crashed down on the team's SUV this afternoon. That incident claiming the lives of news anchor Mike McCormick and photojournalist Aaron Smeltzer. Officials say the vehicle was driving down this road when the tree fell. The local highway patrol is investigating that incident. A Marion County high school teacher is being forced to take an early retirement. The move coming after cell phone video surfaced showing him drowning 2 raccoons and a possum with his students last week. Legal experts say that teacher could have faced criminal charges.
This would appear to be something that would fit cruelty to animals, and that is, causing an animal to experience a cruel death.
The state attorney handling the case says 2 things prevent him from filing charges. First, the student who shot that cell phone video would have to authenticate it, and the parents don't want them involved. And second, the teacher may not have intended to torment the animals and was actually trying to protect his class. An armed robbery shooting suspect is on the loose in our area tonight. This happened late last night at a home on 60th Avenue Drive West in Bradenton. Deputies say they found 20-year-old Trenton Brown in the front yard with a gunshot wound to the leg. They later learned Brown and another man allegedly robbed this victim at gunpoint. Deputies say Brown fired at the victim and he shot back, hitting him in the thigh. A neighbor heard 5 gunshots and ran over to help the victim.
And what I did was I got my belt and wrapped it around his thigh, and he was screaming, but you had to do the right thing.
Brown is charged with armed robbery and aggravated assault with a firearm. The second suspect remains at large. Tonight, Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the people responsible for a string of car burglaries in Lakewood Ranch. Those burglaries happening overnight at 3 homes on Water Lily Way. Deputies say suspects opened the victims' unlocked cars and took cash. Sheriff's deputies reminding people to always lock those car doors, whether you're at your home or somewhere else. The Department of Health and Human Services placed thousands of undocumented children in sponsor homes in the U.S. after separating them from their families, but officials now say over 1,500 of them are missing. Reporter Rosa Flores tells us about a new immigration policy which would remove more immigrant children from their families.
Nearly 1,500 children falling through the cracks of a broken immigration system, raising questions about Attorney General Jeff Sessions' new zero tolerance policy that leads to separating more children from their parents and placing them in the custody of the United States government.
If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you, and that child may be separated from you as required by law.
The Department of Health and Human Services publicly admitting last month that it had checked on 7,600 kids placed in sponsor homes and couldn't account for about 1,500.
We're failing. I don't think there's any doubt about it. You are the worst foster parents in the world. You don't even know where they are.
and the agency acknowledging it's not even trying to find where the kids are.
We now have a child somewhere in the country that didn't appear in a court record, is not in their spot that we thought they were. Is there a pursuit to try to figure out where they are, or what happens next?
There is not a pursuit.
Rick Santorum counterpointing the concern for the children expressed by senators on both sides of the aisle and suggested that sponsors failing to follow up with HHS does not mean the children are in danger.
The idea that they're, quote, lost, I think is an overestimate, is hyperbole to try to create an issue. I don't really think there is one.
The findings from a 2016 Senate subcommittee report show the problem isn't partisan, that even during the Obama administration, more oversight was needed. The report saying HHS's policies and procedures are inadequate to protect the children in the agency's care. So much so, the report found that the children were placed in the hands of human traffickers. Like this case from 2014, in which a number of immigrants were forced to work at an egg farm in Ohio for up to 12 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, and in inhumane conditions and without pay.
A spokesman for the Administration for Children and Families said in a statement, in part, that it was reviewing the recommendations made at last month's hearing and is preparing an official response to Congress. Starbucks stores across the country will close tomorrow afternoon for a company-wide diversity training. The coffee giant will train over 175,000 employees to better identify and prevent prejudices and bias. This comes after 2 black men were arrested in a Philadelphia store for using the bathroom back in April. Starbucks also says the techniques their employees learn will be used to train new hires in the future. As Alberto weakens, it leaves behind a trail of moisture, which will bring increasing chances of rain. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the first alert weather forecast, plus multiple Memorial Day events canceled because of the storm, while some believe those events should have still taken place. And shocking video of a bridge collapsing seconds before 2 people were about to cross it. We'll show you how they got away.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically, and I don't know what we would have done without that.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Bob Harrigan back with us and another weather update. It's been a busy couple days for you, Bob.
Yeah, we dodged a bullet here too, though. That's pretty good news. The storms themselves, they have a tough time. 24 hours out, they can do a lot of things, different things. And this one came a little closer, some dry air wrapped around and really shut the rainfall down for us. But we saw with that graphic earlier, 18 inches down in the Florida Straits and in Cuba. So we just missed that heavy rainfall by just a little bit. Here's what's going on. The sea state's still up, though. We knew that was going to be a problem, and that did occur. Rip currents have been flying high all day today, and beachgoers, not the best beach day. A lot of surfers enjoying it, obviously, but with those rip currents making for dangerous conditions out there, out on the waters. And Val always sending in some great photos. This one, just a little bit of the glimpse of the sun there as the sun was getting low in the sky with a palm tree and heavy waves out there in the surf. Well, here are the headlines. A storm made landfall earlier this afternoon, and right there at Laguna Beach. And the rain chances, though, stay elevated here as a result of the tropical moisture still coming up. Rip currents will still be a problem tomorrow, but the winds will start to lessen, and so will the waves. And that means the rip currents should be out of here by midday tomorrow. Tropical satellite imagery showing, again, there's the low pressure area. It's now a tropical depression. Winds have dropped below the tropical storm status now, and it continues to move off to the north-northwest. It will still bring some periods of heavy rainfall through the southeast United States, and then you can see that plume of moisture extending through Cuba again where they don't need it. Some more rainfall down there, and we have had some showers starting to pop up in the Gulf of Mexico, one of the bands feeding into the center. This should be around again tomorrow, so we'll see a chance for a few scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. You can see the heavy rain just missed most of us and headed right in toward Pinellas County and now up into Citrus County, but more showers starting to pop up here and there, indicating that we'll see a few brief downpours during the overnight hours along the Sun Coast, especially coastal residents. Inland areas not as much, obviously, but one or two lone showers not out of the question. These just popped up within the last half hour, indicating that we will see a little bit of activity overnight. And then again tomorrow, the rain chances stay fairly high. A flood warning has been issued for the Myakka River at the Myakka State Park, and just a little bit over flood stage. It's a flood stage at 7 feet. This now at 7.1, so you get the picture. Not too bad there. The winds are starting to lessen too, especially inland areas. They'll stay a bit brisk out there on the islands. Right now 17 at Anna Maria coming out of the south-southeast, and 15 at Manasota Beach, 9 though at Northport, Warm Mineral Springs at 10. And so those winds will start to lessen somewhat. Small craft advisories will be with us through 4 a.m. and then we'll reevaluate, but seas will be running 3 to 5 feet. Here's the forecast. 6 a.m. a few showers indicated by this model, and then again in the afternoon a better chance for some more intense showers and storms scattered about. Not everyone's going to get the rainfall, and we'll keep that eye on that heavy rain down to our south. It'll be working its way up, and even on Wednesday we have a chance for some showers and storms. So look for scattered showers, a few isolated thunderstorms on Tuesday. The rain chance at 70%. All a result of this plume of moisture which continues to work from the south to the east, all that dry air staying to the west. And as far as the forecast goes, the GFS showing some showers and storms around again on Wednesday. We'll see a chance for that action hanging around, but then a little drier on Thursday and Friday. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast. A 70% chance for scattered showers and storms, not a total washout throughout the day. These showers will be pushing on through periodically, and the temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s, low 80s near the beaches, mid 80s inland. 60% chances for rain on Wednesday, and then it tapers off to 40 on Thursday and Friday with mainly afternoon and evening storms back into almost a summer pattern. Mid 80s for highs right through the weekend. Rain chances for the weekend look to be pretty low at 30% right now for those scattered afternoon storms. Adam?
Thank you, Bob. Alberto's threat was enough to cancel multiple Memorial Day events here on the Sun Coast. It's a tradition for thousands of families to line the streets of Venice, Sarasota, Northport, and Bradenton for annual Memorial Day celebrations. But Alberto was enough to cancel some of those early due to safety precautions. Some believe those events should have still taken place, even if there might have been storms in our area.
I can't imagine. I never want to forget what they gave for us. They didn't think about the weather, did they?
Some veterans taking it upon themselves to host an informal march along downtown Sarasota's Main Street this morning to show their respect. One of the busiest locations in our area this holiday is Sarasota National Cemetery on Clark Road, where thousands of servicemen and women have been laid to rest. We spoke with some families there today about who they were visiting and why, like James Chester, a World War II combat veteran and father, or Herbert Welch, a brother and Vietnam veteran who passed away just a few months ago. Their families describing the mixed emotions on this day.
What they did is not in vain, and it gives us freedom.
Well, I'm very proud of him, and I'm proud that he was my dad. And I miss him, but I love that he's here.
Sarasota National Cemetery is the final resting place of over 18,000 former military members. Despite the storm, several Memorial Day tributes did go on as planned today in Manatee County. People gathering this morning at Veterans Monument Park in Bradenton to pay tribute. Retired Brigadier General Richard Blunt was the keynote speaker there. Organizers say it's important to keep events like these going to remind the community of the dedication men and women who have fought for our freedom have made.
Just to remember the fallen individuals. Right over here we have the monument for the Korean War veterans from Manatee County. We had to add another name a couple of years ago of somebody that had been in a coma for over 30 years from wounds in Vietnam.
Manatee County's Veteran Memorial honors fallen members of the military who have lived here on the Suncoast. Sports is coming up next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel Tonight. Security, Will Arnett is here.
A lot of people have been super threatened by my talent.
Plus, the popular Lily Singh. And can people on Hollywood Boulevard name a book?
Can we cut this and do it again?
Spoiler alert, they can't. Kimmel Tonight on ABC.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at SCORE.org.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore two hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
I'm Adam Cellini. Gas prices are on the rise. For months, the price of a gallon of gas has been climbing. Is our shaky relationship with Iran to blame?
Tomorrow on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now, sports.
Tampa Bay Rays in position to win 4 of their last 5 games and their 3rd straight. Defense ruling the day in Oakland as neither team could score through 9 innings. Here's Rays catcher Jesus Sucre turning a rare strike him out, throw him out double play with Chris Archer on the mound. He got another big double play a couple innings later. And on to the 13th. Malik Smith finally breaking through with a 2-out hit. Johnny Fields waved around third from second. He'll come diving in and score 1 run, enough for the Rays, who get their first shutout of 2018. It's been decades since we've had a Game 7 in both NBA Conference Finals. Tonight, winner go home in the West. The defending champ Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets without Chris Paul for a 2nd straight game. That means James Harden going to have to carry the offensive torch for this team, and early on he does just that. That's a 3-pointer, good and 1. Klay Thompson picking up his 3rd foul of the game on that play. Second quarter, watch Clint Capella elevate for the 2-handed alley-oop from Harden, and the crowd going wild in Houston. But the Warriors claw all the way back into this game. They win it 101-92. Stanley Cup Finals have begun, and they start in Vegas, where the Golden Knights are hosting their first championship game in their first ever season, taking on the Washington Capitals, who beat the Lightning in the Eastern Conference Finals. Golden Knights scoring first on a heavy-handed slap shot there, but the Capitals wasting no time, tying that game on a deflection right here. Take another look. And then taking a lead less than a minute later. Watch this backhand. Lots of fireworks, 10 goals in this game, but the final score 6-4. Golden Knights winning the first game of that Stanley Cup final. That's sports, and we'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Each day, researchers make discoveries that bring us closer to the moment when all cancer patients can become survivors. Their progress is made possible with the help of clinical trials. Clinical trials are the brightest torch researchers have to light their way towards better treatments. And if you've been diagnosed with cancer, they may be your brightest ray of hope. Speak with your doctor and visit standuptocancer.org/clinical trials to learn more. Together, we can stand up for all of us.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Caught on camera, two of the luckiest people on Earth today before subtropical storm Alberto slammed into the southeast. It drenched Cuba, collapsing right in front of two people attempting to walk across the Zaza River. They were just seconds away from plummeting into those rapids below and thankfully likely able to turn around just in time. And we can expect a little bit of that rainfall to continue here in our area.
Yeah, scattered showers expected tomorrow, anytime during the day, but not everyone's going to get the rainfall. We are going to see that. And John Scalzi, meteorologist John Scalzi, will be on tomorrow morning to let you know about that at 5 a.m. So that should be interesting as far as the rainfall goes. We'll have much more coming up throughout the day tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you again 5 a.m. tomorrow.